And welcome, guys, to another episode of We the Panel, a Terrace House podcast. A podcast where we talk about basically the first season of Terrace House, Boys and Girls Next Door. Hi, guys, welcome again. My name is Jason, and I'm bringing you guys the panelists today for a nice intimate session. Now, but before we start, let's introduce the rest of our panelists. As you can see here, the middle of our troupe right now, our resident TikToker. What's up, Cheska? How you doing?
Oh, I'm in the middle?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm on the side. You're in the middle, Jay, for me.
Oh, dang.
But wow, hi.
Hey, true. And of course, we got the one person to the other side of me. The lovely, the soulful, the magical, the dark right now lighting James.
A lie. Yeah. Hello. I'm still figuring this stuff out, but I'll make it work eventually. Maybe by season 2. We'll see.
Oh, dang, season 2. That's the plan. Hopefully we get there. Hopefully. We'll see how it goes.
Hey.
But yeah, it's just the three of us today. It's gonna be a interesting episode. It's not like every other episode of Terrace House so far, as when we watched it, it had some interesting bits here and there. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. But yeah, go ahead, James. Tell us what's up.
All right. Well, before we actually get into all of the big stuff, I gotta ask, how are you guys been? It's been a little while, so just gotta check in. How you guys doing?
I mean, good. Prepping for school and stuff.
Nice.
I know.
School, solid. Stay in school.
How about you?
Trying to eat healthier, I guess. So I've been eating a lot of salad, lean meats. Wow. Yeah, it sucks. I miss good food. But other than that, I'm all right. How are you, James? How are you?
I'm okay. I went to McDonald's with my mom this morning
Wow.
for some breakfast, and I didn't realize that if you ask for hotcakes at the drive-thru, they think it's a Happy Meal. So I got a Happy Meal this morning, and this is the toy that I got. It's a little Minions toy that comes with a little guy in here. So that was my morning.
Question.
And yeah. Before this gets
isn't a hot cake a pancake basically?
Yeah.
So
But McDonald's calls it a hot cake, but it's actually a pancake. Like it's the same thing.
See, I haven't ate McDonald's breakfast in a while, so I'm like, okay. Huh. And they mistake it for a Happy Meal?
Yeah.
Bruh, that sucks.
I guess.
Oh, wait.
I don't know, man. I thought like when I asked for hotcakes. Okay.
Like you liked your Happy Meal, so it's all right. It's all good.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I was hoping to get like a little like sausage thing, but I didn't get it. But I got the toy, and I also got like this weird like drinkable yogurt. But that's besides the point. So before we get too out of hand and talk about McDonald's for too long, let's actually get into the episode. Okay, so this episode doesn't actually start how it usually does with you in a car explaining what happened last episode. Today, we actually got to see you in what I'd assume is the Fuji TV editing studio, where you sat down and she actually got to kind of recap some of the stuff that happened in the season, which was really cool. She started out kind of talking about the 6 people that were living in the house, talking about each person's kind of like little mini individual storyline, and it was cool. It was nice. But the big thing that happened at the start of this episode was right as the regular Taylor Swift intro came in, we got to see that the entire house, except for like Rie, got to meet Taylor Swift. that was that was crazy. That was crazy. She did a live performance of "We Are Never Getting Back Together." They had a short little conversation, and Taylor Swift spoke Japanese for like a sentence. So that was cool. I don't know. Before we go any further, what did you guys think of this little change and that big Taylor Swift scene? Because I'm still just like, what the heck is happening?
I'm so shook. Like, I never thought Taylor Swift would know about Terrace House. Like, that would never cross my mind. And then Jay and James were there when we all watched it together. I screamed. I was like, why is she here? But yeah, no, honestly, it was so cool that Taylor Swift took the time to perform and to meet everyone on Terrace House. Well, except for Rie. So yeah.
Guys, we saw Taylor Swift. That was sick. Oh my god. It's just like how meta of her. Cause like, again, it's the theme song. It's their opening. And the crazy thing is, they didn't just play the opening. They played her live version of her opening. So it's just like, whoa. It's like we were right there with the housemates listening to the "We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together." But man, Cheska, I'm shook too. Like, what? How? And she spoke Japanese, man.
I know.
And I was like, what? Only 10 seconds of her? Like, but I was like, what am I watching? It was sick. It was nice. I enjoyed it. Thank you, Toyota. Thank you.
Popular this show was in Japan, where like, you know, it reaches a point where it's like, hey, we're gonna invite Taylor Swift to do a live version in front of you guys, and then you guys get to have like a face-to-face handshake event. Get to have a handshake event with Taylor Swift. Like, bro, that's wild. Absolutely wild.
Now, do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think? Okay, I'll look
If
at
we-
theory. Do you think Taylor Swift knew about Terrace House, or did they just get her to come in, sing a song, and get out?
I think it's the second one, in my opinion. What surprised me is that, oh my God, how did Taylor Swift's representatives knew about Terrace House? That's what shook me, because I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift had no idea what Terrace House is about.
Do you think Terrace House is like a Taylor Swift type of show? Like, do you think that she would like be into that low key, or?
You're talking to a person who only likes her old music, so I don't know what she's really like.
What? You don't like folklore? That's a banger.
Folklore is not bad.
All right. Cool.
Wow.
I mean, it's better than her like last two albums. I'll give it that.
What? You didn't like Lover?
I forgot Lover something. See, this is how much I'm like, people are gonna drag me about this, but like, this is how much I don't really.
It's like a side note because I've never been a fan till like recently. So it's just like, it's a world of new things. So like,
well, I grew up with her older music, and then once I think it was after Red, I was like, eh. Yeah, after her album Red, I was like, and then Folklore is like, okay, it's not bad. Lover didn't care too much about it, except for the song Lover. But yeah, we're getting sidetracked. This is too much Taylor Swift talk. We're talking about your stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. But at the end of the day, Taylor Swift on Terrace House blew my mind. So, a lot of what this episode was kind of centered around was the relationship between Teichan and Rie. And we got to see that throughout the episode, where we got to see the humble beginnings, where we see Teichan asking Rie what would happen if she fell in love in the house, and how she's like, oh yeah, I probably have to quit AKB, to Rie on the couch and Teichan grabbing his feet. We got to see them look at the stars again. We got to see Rie's newspaper interview. Teichan inviting Rie on that crazy super date. Momo holding Teichan's hand, telling him to grow a pair, basically. Masato and Teichan's deep and meaningful conversations. Take that as you will. And yeah, we really got to see what happened between the two of them. So there were, as we were watching, it wasn't all just scenes that we've seen before. There were a few extra scenes. So the first extra scene that I noticed was all the way back to when Teichan was gonna ask Rie to go on a grocery, like go on a little, I wouldn't call it a date, but like to go out to grab groceries with her. And the little extra scene that was there was Teichan was practicing asking Rie to go grocery shopping with Shota, which is a really interesting kind of call forward to where Teichan was, practicing about asking Rie to go on like the date, like the very last date. So I thought that was pretty cool to see, like looking back. And there was this little scene where Shota was asking about Teichan's hair and stuff like that. And I don't think it was anything significant, but looking back on the season and just seeing how that's kind of evolved was pretty interesting, at least to me. So what did you guys think of that little extra scene there?
I thought it was cute to add it in. It really did see like Taechan's character growth from the very first episode that we saw to the most recent one. And yeah, you can see like how nervous he was in the beginning, and like you can compare it to when he was like practicing asking Rie out the second time with Misato and Shota. So like you can see that his journey had a lot of ups and downs in terms of his confidence, but in the end, or in the end of the season, his confidence went up. So character growth.
Okay, so I think it was cool to see his growth. This guy from the start didn't seem like he knew anything about life. He seemed like he just got out of the house and started working at a garden store, gardening. And he saw a really pretty girl that lives with him, and yeah, it kind of flourished to a lot of things. But yeah, it was like, again, I'll keep saying it, this season has been very wholesome, and this guy Teichan is our protagonist. He is showing us growth and character development because, yeah, he seems like he has a better grasp now on how to talk to girls that he's interested, thanks to Rie and basically everyone else in the house giving him tips. So yeah, it was really nice to see that, like, whoa, he did learn something. So yeah.
For sure, for sure. All right, well, moving on. This episode once again did have a lot of callbacks, and it did have a few like little extra scenes. A lot of them very insignificant, but I'm kind of hoping that like in later seasons we get to have these specials again, and we get to see like more kind of like more important extra scenes, because the extra scenes that we see for this one like weren't very important until a certain one that I will get to. But before that, there was another extra scene where we get to see Teichan and Rie's ride to the last date that they went on to
Kamakura.
To Kamakura, which once again not very significant. There wasn't a lot of talking that happened, so we're just gonna skip through that. But here's where things get very juicy, because we get a very important extra scene where it's at the Christmas party and everyone left except for Masato, Sena, and Teichan. So it was after the whole scene where Shota got the board and gave it to Masato and all that kind of stuff. So the three of them are just chilling there. And this is where Teichan finds out that Rie took her hand out because her heart skipped a beat. And this guy melted. As soon as he finds out, he's like, oh my god. And then he comes back up and he has the biggest smile on his face. And it's just like, it gives him like this little bit of hope. And I remember when I first saw that, I felt that it really gave a lot of context into the last conversation that Teichan and Rie had. I remember last episode when we were talking about it, how at the end of that conversation, Teichan was kind of like on the table just like this. And we said that like maybe there was something else he wanted to say. And maybe that last thing that he wanted to say was that he truly does have feelings for her and he wants to take it seriously because now he knows that there's a chance that Rie might feel the same way because her heart skipped a beat. So what did you guys think? And did you think that it gave like some sort of context into the very last scene of the last episode?
In a sense, I get what you're saying, James. I get it. First of all, let's talk about the best Christmas gift Teichan could have ever gotten for this year in Terrace House, where he hears the news about, yeah, Teichan, you made her heart skip because you held her hand, surprisingly. And yeah, that was really cute. Even Sena's like, wow, you made her heart skip, Teichan. And like most likely drinking a glass of wine. So that was really cool. Because I was questioning, like, I wonder what Rie, like, what did they give each other for Christmas? I mean, we saw, like, a couple people, like, oh yeah, like Shota giving art or drawing something in Masato's surfboard. But I think, Teichan enjoyed that little Christmas advice or timbit from the other housemates because the guy melted. But in terms of the context, I get what you're saying, but I felt like when he was like collapsing, like at the end of the conversation with Rie, it was still I still felt like even knowing that the fact that Teichan knew that he melted her heart or skipped a beat for Rie, I think he still wanted to say a couple more things, but it just now that I see how the conversation is more with that, it's just like, nah, you can't say it, man. Like, there's nothing left you can say. The best you can do is be like, thank you, and good luck in your future endeavors, like what he did. Yeah.
I actually thought of it differently than you, Jay. I thought that he wanted to say that he had feelings for her regardless of whatever the news was. The news that he got from Misato and Sena just gave him more motivation to do it. But then, obviously, once he got into the moment, he froze. Could be for like a lot of factors that we don't know about, and he just didn't do it. So I feel like that news did motivate him to like try to confront Rie about it, but turns out he didn't, sadly.
You think that I do agree with you. It did give him confidence to like approach her more. Like that scene from last time on the Christmas party where he's like pacing around. You think he would have been more like he wouldn't have done that if he knew the news about Rie before?
Oh, yeah. I feel like he wouldn't do anything if he wouldn't be pacing around if he didn't know about it.
He took action, right? So that was pretty good.
Yeah.
So I do it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting. And when we were watching the episode, Yu actually does make a slight comment on this scene. So when Rie pulls her hand out, Yu's just like, ouch. But after, she does say that like maybe Rie's knee-jerk reaction wasn't like my heart skipped a beat because I have feelings for you, but it could also just be like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this because of my teachers or because of my like AKB um I don't know what to call it. My because of the band basically. You know,
Mhm.
so maybe it could have been like that instead of her heart skipping a beat out of excitement, it could have just been her heart skipping a beat because her entire career flashed before her eyes or something like that. You know, so I found that that was a very interesting and kind of different perspective. I personally didn't see it like that. I thought that her heart skipped a beat because maybe she might have felt something and that gave Teichan the motivation and all that kind of stuff. But it's a very interesting, different way to see things, especially coming from someone like you who's been watching every single episode and commentating on it basically. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. But there isn't that much else that really does happen in this episode. So you basically kind of ends the episode off saying like, okay, these people are gone. Let's get the two new people in here and see what happens next. And then the episode ends. So, because this episode didn't have a lot of substance in it in terms of new content, I actually wanted to take this episode as an opportunity to ask you guys a few questions about season one. Like
Oh.
not a quiz, but of course, but like I wanted to get a lot of your opinions and I guess a little Q&A session, if we could call it that.
Oh, okay. Fun.
All right. All right. Cool. All right. So, okay. So, first question. So, a lot of this episode was based off of Taechan and Rie's kind of relationship. So, the first question that I wanted to give you guys was, what is your favorite Taechan and Rie, or just Taechan moment of the season?
My favorite Teachon moment would have to be with Masato and Shota when they were reenacting stuff that happened like throughout the date, I think. Because I'm like, this
Are you
is
sure
such
it's
a
not our reenactment of their enactment?
Honestly, it could be that. But
Oh
like it's
gosh.
such a like a bromance moment to like reenact stuff that happened on the date. It's like, oh yo, I'll be myself and then you'll be like Rie and blah blah blah, right? Like I thought it was so funny when that happened. I also love when Taechan was singing into the spoon and then Rie just randomly comes in out of nowhere and surprises Taechan. But that reminds me of what Jason said when we watched this episode. Rie comes in like a sitcom. So like, yeah, I don't know. I guess those two would be my favorite Taechan moments. My favorite Taechan and Rie would probably be the stargazing one for sure. Mhm.
Like, so I'm saying, what's my favorite Teachon moment right now, and what's my favorite Teachon and Rie moment?
Yes.
Okay, hands down,
Yeah.
literally when he got rejected with the hand holding. Oh my god.
Oh.
I guess that's because I already said the stargazing was one of my favorite moments with them together. I guess so, but like
Mhm.
maybe that my Taechan moment, because the guy really went for it, and it was like he went for it after I guess Rie said I'm leaving, so that was kind of off putting. So like he didn't read the moment correctly. He should have done it before. But it's okay. He's new. He didn't really realize the context of what just happened. So he's probably like shell shocked that he found his waifu is told him that he's leaving, that she's leaving. So it's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna hold her hand. Not a great idea, man. And the fact that she said it's cold. Holds her hand. No, like quickly, like like it wasn't even like a no, like a gentle no. It was like hey no, like a karate chop. It was awesome. I can't believe that happened, and they caught it on camera. Like wow, such
Yeah,
is
but
life.
like Did you notice how, like, the way he held her hand, he just like slapped his hand onto hers? And I don't know, that kind of looked weird to me. It looked like such a friendly way to hold someone's hand and not like an intimate way to hold someone's hand. I don't know. I might be overreading this, but like, I don't know. What's your
You're
thoughts on
right.
that?
You're right. And you know what needed more advice? Like, I think from what you said, I think the boys needed to reenact how to handhold with Teachon more.
Oh.
Only learn from Momo. Only learn from Momo, right? And Momo, she was the one that did it. But I hope there was like a hidden scene somewhere where it's like Masato actually taught Teachon how to hold hands, and he taught him the wrong way, and that's what we saw on screen, right? Like, imagine that. That'd be so funny. Because, like,
Oh my gosh.
Masato's like, I like giving advice. Here, let me teach you how to hold a hand. He does it. It's like, big brother, I did it. She karate chopped it out of my face.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, it didn't work out that well. But another moment, I guess.
gosh.
Okay, another favorite moment, I guess. I think that's legit. Like, not even with Rie, that's like my favorite Teichan moment, because that's just like you saw him like in such a good high mood. Then, oof, rough, tough luck, bruh. But my favorite, I guess,
Ouch.
yeah, oof, like rough. But my favorite scene, I guess, another scene, I guess, from between those two, when they were in the having fun in the amusement park, and just like the odd like sound bites when they were on the roller coaster. Teichan was like screaming for his life, and he was like, ah, like, yeah, it was quick, but I enjoyed it. It was really funny to me. Like, I would laugh at that a lot. But yeah, those were my moments. What were some of your favorite Teichan moments, James?
Oh, I would have to say like the 4/5 part Teichan and Rie date has to be up there, especially at the amusement park. Like, just hearing Teichan screaming his lungs out, and it was so funny because like it goes from one shot of them going down and Teichan screaming his head off to the still picture that they took at the park, and Teichan's like, like he's trying to smile, but he's like so scared. It is just so funny. It's but in terms of like Teichan himself, I feel like any moment that Teichan had at work, whether it be him talking to Kojima or even just a little scene where Teichan's in the city and he's setting up the Christmas tree, and when they turn the tree on, he's like, "Oh, it's so nice," and then he starts clapping. Like, it's so wholesome, and Teichan is just so wholesome. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, so those have to be
Yeah.
the ones. But actually, I have to give a shout out to one of the earliest moments between the two of them, where Rie's on the couch and Taechan's grabbing his feet. You have to call that one out, man. That one was so good too.
Yeah, when you talk about horse meat, and like riding a bullet train, and Rie like pulling a good one on Teichan. Yeah, like they have like, straps and stuff on the train, and you see Teichan holding his feet. Really? Like rocking back and forth. Really? Huh, interesting. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on to the next question. Of course, we've been talking about Taechan and Rie for quite a while by now. But of course, there are 4 other members that are living in that house.
Yes.
So my next question for you guys is, what is your favorite non-Taechan moment of the season?
Oh my god.
Um,
Like, we're talking about like housemates, right? Like anyone else, like at all. Like we're just talking about anyone else, right?
Like, okay, well,
That's not have to be Teachon. Like,
yeah.
okay. All right, I got a couple.
Yeah.
Sana scrubbing her first interview. I feel like a lot of my moments are when they fail.
Oh.
Because you could really feel, ooh, you're gonna feel that tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. So I have three. Yeah. Sana failing her interview for that first gig that she tried to get. That was hilarious because it's like I'm so used to seeing Sana as like a powerful, like confident, like she knows what to do type of woman based on other seasons of Terrace House. So it's like, oh, she is human. Okay, that's good. she has struggled too in this business, so that's nice to know. The moment with I think again another Sana moment with Masato when they went to the surfing trip and they're like talking about like I guess emotions in the car, but they both have sunglasses on, and they're like, "Yeah, I need to step up my game." Yeah,
The
and
Jesse and James moments.
Yeah, like it was so weird. They're like, "Yeah, I lost. You'll get him next time." Yep, that's right. Yep, and they're not even looking at each other. They're like looking at the distance because they're in the car. They're not like talking like this. They're talking like. Yeah, I need to, yeah, I didn't make it. Yeah. Those are good. Okay, cool. All right. There's another one. Oh, man. It was in the top of my head. Okay. And my other moment was, I think, with, it's kind of cute. Again, with, I like, oh, no. Here. Okay, let me repeat that. And my last moment that I really enjoyed, again, Masato and Sana, when Sana straight up said, "Oh, I don't remember the kiss."
Oh.
And Masato played it off like, "I don't care. I don't really care about that." But like you see in his eyes, he cared. He really cared. And it's like, "What do you mean? My kiss was not even memorable?" And Sana's like, "I don't remember." And I was like, "Oh, oof." And that's when, like, I guess when we started, we're starting like the downhill of like the perception of Masato started going down for the whole like podcast because everyone's just like, Cheska was right. He isn't such a Chad after all. So that was like a trigger. Yeah, those are some of my highlights that are not Teichan related. Yeah.
Dang, I don't know. Like, I would mention some Momo and Shota, but there isn't really any footage of them. I can name two of my favorite Sana moments. One is for sure her walking down her fashion show, her catwalk moment, which was amazing. I was so proud of her. The second one is the amount of times that she drank wine in a single episode.
Oh.
Because her wine count kind of went up there, and we're like, wow, Sana. What's another one? Okay, another good moment was actually the kissing, Masato and Sana kissing, because I'm like, oh, people are gonna see what Masato's gonna be like. I had a feeling that was a pivotal moment where everything is gonna start going downhill from Terrace House. So yeah, I just wanted to see what you guys would react after the kiss, and then we all know what happened.
Yes, that was great content.
I think it was like, in terms of if I want to compare it to Western reality TV, I think that episode was the most closest to Western reality TV. So yeah. How about you, James?
Well, for me, it took when I was when I was thinking of the questions to ask you guys, and I was kind of thinking of my answers for this, it is kind of hard because this was very Teichan and Rie oriented. As much as I can say that, but there were definitely a lot of different scenes with that that don't include them that are really cool too. For me, I have to include a Shota scene because Shota's my guy, man. The big scene for me that I loved about Shota was when he was at school and when he was with his friends and everything, and then all of a sudden he gets the phone call and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll be back." Hello. Great. Loved it. Loved it. In terms of Momo, I really liked the whole Ava-chan little sequence there right after she got the plastic surgery. I thought that was really cute. And it was also really cool to see her finally get her stuff kind of published. So that was really cool. And you guys already named my favorite Sena and Masato moments, man. They're just together, they're a riot. I love them together. It was so yeah, you guys got me there for sure.
So wait, hold on.
Wait.
You enjoy the moments of them working out?
Bro, no. I enjoy the Jesse and James moment. Okay, that Jesse and James moment is iconic in We the Panel history.
Okay.
And I was actually I was talking to one of our old guests, Jackie, today. We went on a walk today, and I give her little updates on what happens throughout the season.
Yeah.
Because Jackie actually does want to know, which is interesting. What a twist! And yeah, Jackie knows Masato and Sena as Jesse and James, and she will forever know them as Jesse and James. So the Jesse and James moment is iconic in We the Panel history. So that has to be, if I were to name one, that has to be my top Masato Sena moment.
Okay, let me add another moment that I like. I think it's just the fact that, okay, it's a
Go
Shota
for it.
moment.
Oh.
I think every time he mentions the girlfriend, I think I like get excited because I know how much you want to see the girlfriend, James. But in the back of my head,
Oh my god.
it's never gonna happen. So it's like,
No.
Oh my god.
so I think I enjoyed the fact that I know you will enjoy it, but it gets cut short because it's like, nope, no girlfriend. Sorry, dude. Sorry, dude. So like that brings me
Oh my
joy
gosh.
of your sadness, I guess.
Wow.
It's like the ultimate tease, like better luck
okay.
next episode.
For viewers of this show that don't know us personally, whenever Jay and I hang out, he never fails to break my mind. So this makes complete sense to me.
Like I'm trolling,
This makes
man.
complete
I'm
sense.
trolling. Like the
Oh my
fact is like,
gosh.
oh, I hope there's a segment where it's like, yeah. Oh my god, he's calling the girlfriend. Oh my god, did you hear that, James? He's calling the girlfriend. You might see what her name is in the phone. And you don't.
Oh my god. No, she doesn't even have a name on his phone. It's just girlfriend. Oh my gosh.
There you go.
All right.
Oh wait, I
Well,
want to mention one
her-
more moment.
Mhm.
It's a Momo moment actually.
Okay.
I really enjoyed her opening up with the rest of the house. Because like we actually thought she was gonna be the first one to leave after that one moment where she was with the psychic or something like that. And then she just like, no, I need to pour out my feelings. And then the house became very, very wholesome and became like a whole like united thing at that point. So yeah, I think that was a moment where I was like, you know what, this could actually be a really good show. Just from Momo's moment. So
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
As the viewers could see, we're pretty into this show. And we're pretty into this season in particular. Jay's already said earlier this season that this could be one of his favorite Terrace House seasons ever. And I can agree to that. It's been a really great season. But with every good season, there has to have some low points. So my next question for you guys is, what is your least favorite moment or moments of the season? And if you don't have any, was there any moments that you weren't the biggest fan of, or it made you maybe flip a switch on something? This is a tough question. I can't say.
I know one. My mind goes back to the podcast episode where I ranted for like a good like 5 minutes about the ending of the second episode where they were just looking at their phone.
Yeah.
That made me want to turn off. Like, I mean, it was the ending, but like, it made me not want to watch another episode of Terrace House because I'm like, if the ending is like this, I am not gonna continue because that made me really upset. Like, how can you just end it like that? There's like no good cliffhangers. It's just poorly ended the episode, and I was like, I hate episode 2.
It was a rough one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But again, they were just learning. So, like, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt of they're learning how the show will function. But other than that, like, I think the show is great. It's just that one moment that really irritates me. So, how about you, Jay?
Okay, it's not more of like okay, two things I guess. First one's like least favorite things in the season. The gradual amount of seeing Masato surf. Like
There it is.
like, I get it. He's a pro surfer. And like you can only see the guy surf in many different environments. So like I got so tired of it by the time I'm like, I hope he's not surfing. I hope he's not surfing. Oh my god, he's surfing. He's surfing again. I get it. I was more interested of him planning how he's gonna pick up his board while going to California or something. I was like more intrigued of that than if I saw another surfing montage of him. I was like, bro. Yeah, that was gonna be my thing. That's yeah. I think at first it was good. I did not like it after. But one thing I did wish that they would focus more is I think the fact I would have had more like favorite moments if they showed Shota and Momo a lot more. So like I wish they showed like I don't know if they're gonna show the like the art show that Shota has been preparing. I hope he does. So I think that would have been really good to see. And even like Momo like doing like monotonous like writing. Like how does she work? That would have been really cool. Just to see a better perspective on what she does. And yeah, I think those are probably my least favorite things about the show, I guess. That's rough, considering that's his profession. Masato's profession is what I did not like in the end. Or the action of him. So that says a lot, I guess. Yeah. What about you?
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I didn't really have a least favorite moment. However, like I would say that like one scene in particular kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and it had to be very early in the season where Momo met with the psychic guy, and it was the part where she said that like she can't relate to any of the other members of the house. That at that point, it kind of made me almost like want to turn against her, because that reminded me of another character or another housemate in another season of Terrace House, who also rubbed me the wrong way for quite a while, and I did not want her to be a mirror image of that person. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I'm glad to say that like as the season progressed, we got to see that Momo grew to be more comfortable around all of them, and to the point where she bawled her eyes out when Rie left, told her that she loves her.
Yeah.
So I'm on the Momo train. I love her, but for that from that one scene, I was just kind of like I don't want her to suck, basically. But yeah, like that would have to be my least favorite, or at least most. Yeah, like just that had to be my least favorite moment. And did it have to be shown? Yeah, because it gave a little more interest into Momo. But if that scene didn't happen, and if we just kind of naturally got to see her grow in the house, like I would have loved that. But that scene happened, and I reacted to it. I had a knee-jerk reaction, but I like her now. so that's good.
I have a question, and this might be controversial.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
What do you guys think of use recaps? Because
Okay.
I don't know, it's kind of rubbing me off the wrong way as of recently, especially with this episode. Like,
She sounds more condescending every episode. Just a little bit more and more. But I think that's her job, right? Like, she's the voice of the audience, right? So it's like, oh yeah, good point, you. But hands down, like, I'm so glad she's out of the car. Like, she's in the studio, I guess, doing the voiceovers. I'm glad that she's safe and sound. For like what, 3 months, we've just seen her like by the bridge driving. Like, must be tough. Must be tough. But yeah, I do get that vibe that she was like a bit meaner. Yeah, condescending. But again, I think you kind of have to be to spice things up, like make you think a little bit different in the show, right?
yeah, that's the thing that kind of like, I don't know, not make me like use recaps that much. I think it's if you're gonna recap it, be like the most neutral ever. Because if you kind of give opinions, you're gonna, I guess, motivate people's ways of viewing the episode. And like, it might not be a good thing. Like, what if some people have other opinions and like you's gonna be like, no, probably think this way, right?
Great point. And you know what? I think it will get fixed. I can't say much, but it'll probably get fixed.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope so. Because I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Little spoiler, not spoiler.
Hmm?
She's out of the car now. She stays out of the car,
Oh,
and that brings changes into season 2.
oh.
But that's true.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow. There you go. You fixed Terrace House, Cheska. Don't worry about it. Great point. They heard you, and they're on it.
They heard me from 2020.
Yep.
They absolutely did.
Oh yeah.
If Taylor Swift is a fan of this show, anything's possible.
Oh, God.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Well, on the topic of things that you wish were kind of different, the next question I actually had for you guys was there any scene that you wish panned out differently?
Totally, man. Totally.
Yeah. I wanted to see more Shota and Momo, but specifically, I wanted to see more Momo and Masato moments together, just because we only saw what, like one scene with them. And that was about it. Like, I know nothing about their relationship other than like, oh, they seem to be good friends, but I don't know why. I don't know like what happened. So I wanted to see more of that. Obviously the U recaps. I just want how she executed. Like, I want it to be more neutral instead of more forcing people to like think in a certain way. Um yeah, maybe like some of the editing improved from like earlier on, so I'm hoping to see more improvement on editing. But other than that, I don't know what's gonna happen in season 2, and I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. So, how about you, Jay?
I want to see Teichan say what he really felt during that Christmas talk with Rie.
Hmm.
If he went out with the plan to whatever he was gonna say. I really wish I saw what everyone gave each other for Christmas. That would have
Yeah.
been really cute. More, honestly, that I wanted just a lot of more of that Christmas like party. Like, I screamed for joy when they all dressed up as Santa Claus. I was like, oh my god, this is cute. Whoa. And the girls dressed up, and like I know some people were like, it's kind of off putting. I'm like, no, 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 don't think like that. It's the Christmas spirit. But yeah, I think that was a major one. How
Mhm.
like I wish there were some moments where Taechon acted a bit differently, and maybe, just maybe, he could have pulled it off and got the greatest heist by taking Rie out of AKB48.
Wow.
You
If
know,
only.
because there are moments, right? He was kind of he was there was a possibility, but it didn't end well, just because
Nope.
life.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I kind of like as much as I like you. I wish he kind of got out of the car and maybe like walked in a store while telling Terrace House recaps. This is like this is becoming a meme. Like, oh my god! Like at least drive in a different location.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I wish there was more lighting in the kissing scene because it was pretty dark. I
Oh,
didn't see
yeah, what?
anything. I remember watching it with you guys. Like, what are they doing? And you're like, they're kissing. What? I can't see. I guess I'm nitpicking at this point. But like, trying to think of anything else. One really big scene that I wish that changed. Um, no, that's it really. That I wish Taechan just did things differently, cause
Yeah.
I was really on that train, and I know Tim is too wherever he is. Tim, I know you were there. You're on that train, that really didn't do so well. Yeah.
Wait, can I guess what James is?
Oh.
Go for it.
I think the one thing you want to change is to see Shota's girlfriend.
You see, it's reached the point where I've kind of just accepted it. You
Oh
know,
no.
will it ever happen? Who knows? But would I have wanted to see her? Of course, of course. But yeah, it's something I would have liked to see. But in terms of like specific scenes, I would have liked to see. Of course, I would have liked to see Taechan kind of handle things differently. But that's you could ask anyone that's watched this season, and they probably would have said that too. But in terms of like what, other than that, something that I would probably change is how the conversation might have went during the big date, the big Teichan Rie date. You remember how they
Oh.
went to like some Chinese restaurant, I'm pretty sure, and they had crab. They only really showed the food there, and then they skipped to the next scene. I
Yeah.
wish that we could have gotten to see how awkward it might have been, how awkward it might have not been. Maybe we got to see the top 5 Ghibli movies of Rie. Who knows?
Or when she actually asked
So,
this question. Oh my god.
yeah.
Why? Stop.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, just because like the whole thing that Rie kind of like had a problem with Teichan with was that she never really got any like good conversation with him, right?
Yeah.
So, but as the viewers, we never got to see any conversation with them realistically, other than like the last episode, right? In the earlier episodes, the one conversation we got to see with them was the Shinkansen where Teichan's touching his feet. It's like, okay, that didn't mean anything, at least in my eyes. The only other conversation that we could have seen with them was the date, right? So if we got to see how Teichan actually talked to her in a one-on-one setting, then we could have maybe seen from her perspective, but we didn't. So that kind of left a blank area for us where we really would have wanted that to be filled in.
Now,
Yeah.
now I have a theory why we probably didn't see much Teichan awkward. I think it was so bad, it wasn't meant to be seen
Oh,
for
no.
TV.
Oh no.
That's like they probably had tons of content for that, but the fact that it was like, it's gonna make your boy look bad, cut it out. Let's just show them eat crab. You know, like it was
Oh,
rough.
no.
It's like that's why I think Rie was right. Probably just never had a great conversation with the guy.
And like I feel like from the moment Teichan revealed to Shota that he has a thing for Rie, that's when the producers was like, okay, so we need to make him the main character of the whole entire season. And so that means all of the editing and how we're gonna compile all of the content together should be around Teichan only.
Yeah.
Right? So sadly we didn't get to see like Teichan at his like most awkward points of like his run at season 1. So
All right. So, as we got to see the season unfold, we got to see into every housemate, right? We got to see a lot of things about them, how they live their everyday lives, how they are in their workplace, and just how they conversate with others and stuff like that. So, out of these 6 housemates that we got to see this season, which housemate do you feel like you relate to the most?
Jay, you want to go first?
Oh yeah, totally. I would compare myself to Rie, of course. Rie has the Mamba mentality, and I kind of have it. No, okay. I like Rie because it's like when it comes to work, work is work, and she's like, boom. She's not jokey, but like when it comes, like she's like she knows what's up with work. Then she comes home, home is home, and that's when she's like, I guess she doesn't show her emotions the best when she's with like close friends, and you finally saw her emotions fully when she leaves, and that was like, yeah, that's something I would do. I don't really show emotion much from the beginning even to the middle, but when it comes to like those moments where it's like you kind of have to, you know, like it breaks your heart or like, you know, that kind of thing. So I guess that's what I set in terms of like most relatable with Rie. And like, yeah, I feel like now that I realize every time she comes in frame or like a scene, I feel like I do that. Hey guys, what's up? You know, like a sitcom entrance, I guess. Yeah, so for sure, Rie for me.
I also think I'm closely related to Rie. Like it's a combination of Rie and Sena, I think, in my opinion. Like for me, I'm such a career heavy person, and like I'll try to do anything to get to where I want to be in my career.
Yeah.
And that also includes like sacrificing my love life just to get where I like want to be. Like, yeah, but in terms of Sena, I really admired her. Like, I really don't care. Like, she has that, like, don't care vibe kind of thing. But, like, she can, like, execute everything so well, right? And that's where I relate to her. It's like, I think I put on a persona where I was like, I don't really care at times, but in reality, it's like I do. And um, again, with Rie, I'll try to do anything to get to where I want to be in my career. So yeah, and like those two are my favorite characters in Terrace House anyway. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
how about you?
Okay. Okay. Oh man, I had a really tough time thinking of who I would relate to because you know, looking at each person in the house, I was kind of just like looking at who I don't relate to and then seeing who was left. And I don't know, like I love Shota, but I don't think I relate to him that much if we're being real. Other than the fact that he has a girlfriend. But for me personally, I feel like I have aspects that relate to Masato.
Oh,
And it's interesting, you know, like okay, so first things first, we've called it out in earlier episodes. Masato is a sweater guy who pulls out the flannel if he wants to look nice.
stop.
That is my entire wardrobe. You could open my closet and it's literally just flannels and sweaters. I get like yeah.
Oh
In
my.
terms of personality, I don't really feel like I link to a lot of people in the house in terms of personality, but I feel like I relate more to Masato because it's one of those things where it's like, what do we see Masato do every day? He surfs and he goes home and then he talks to people. It's that constant rotation. He just does that over and over again. And I feel like that's something that I tend to do a lot too. I'm very much a rinse and repeat kind of person. I follow an internal schedule for myself, and I just kind of go. I kind of go with the flow of what I feel like I need to do, what I don't need to do. But also, I feel like Masato is both good and bad at giving advice in the sense that the intent is there, but the
Mhm.
way that it's communicated, eh, it's
Mhm.
decent. It's okay, and I feel like I relate to that because I always tell people like, yeah, like if you want advice from me, like I will give it to you. But when I give that advice, I can go on a tangent. I can ramble. I could talk for an hour if I really wanted to. So it, but I will try my best to get my point across. So yeah, like in that aspect, I feel like I kind of relate to Masato. I don't know
Mhm.
if y'all agree with that or if y'all disagree with that. I don't
Yeah,
know. That's just what I think.
yeah, this is my question. What would we give each other? Like, if we would
Jesus.
assign characters to each other? I feel like for Jay, it would be a combination of Rie and Shota. Because
Oh no, I can't do it. Can't
you
do
know
it.
how much of a troll Jay is, and you know how much of a troll Shota is.
But don't you also see like there are aspects of Masato that I see in Jay as well, and I don't mean that as an insult.
No, 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 no,
Like
no, no, no.
if you think about it, right? Okay, the way that like okay, so to give context to the viewers, like the four of us, me, Cheska, Jay, and Tim, we've been friends for a good amount of years. We've seen each other on a pretty constant basis, for a for a while,
Like about five
and
years.
and seeing the laid back vibe that Masato has, I kind of see that in Jay. Like Jay is very. If you've ever been in a car with Jason, you see it. So in that kind of like laid back, like you just want to chill, you want to do something, but you want to kind of be chill about it. Like that's something that I see in both Jay and Masato, and the fact that Masato, at least he says that he's pretty serious about his work, And I see that in Jay in like everything that he does, basically. So
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
there are aspects there.
All right, so if we're gonna do this, then I think James is like a Shota. I think James is like a Shota
Boy, don't gas me up like that. Come on.
because you said you're a man of routine, and I think Shota shows he is a man of routine. Like the guy goes to school, goes to the job. He legit sleeps on the same chair, like on the dinner table, like yeah. So I think I could see you a lot for Shota, man.
Yeah.
Cheska. Interesting. Okay.
Oh no.
Cheska.
I feel like you're gonna say Momo at some point.
No,
or like-
no. There's not enough scenes for Momo for me to judge
I wouldn't
that.
say Momo.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No.
Yeah.
I could see you as a Sena. I could see you as a Sena. The fact that you are, there are times I guess you are collective and you know what you're doing. You give that vibe, so I could see you as a Sena. But I don't see anyone here as a Teachon at all.
No. Wait.
No, not Tim.
Oh,
Do you think
well.
Tim, not Tim.
Wait, I do
Totally
like
not.
Tim.
Totally not. No, no.
Okay.
I
okay,
see
so-
Tim as a Momo. Cause
Oh.
he's cute.
Mm.
Knows when to say the right stuff. Gives good advice.
So, the thing with Tim is, in terms of life experiences,
Oh my.
I'd like to say that Tim relates to Teichan a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
I
And
disagree.
Tim said it himself. He said it himself that he's gone through, and I've seen it. He's gone through some of the stuff that Teichan's gone through.
Yeah.
So, in life experiences and how he's handled them, I see the relation there.
Yeah, and like for context, James, myself, and Tim, we went to high school together for 2 years, and I saw high school Tim as Teichan. So
Yeah.
just that point of his life is very Teichan. Right now, obviously, he is not Teichan anymore. He grew from that. I agree with Jay with Tim now being Momo.
Oh yeah.
In that sense, weren't we all Teichan at a certain point in our lives?
I don't think I was.
You know, we were all inexperienced at a certain point in life. So
Okay,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. Well, you guys see
Well.
him. You guys saw him in high school. I saw him at a different time, so I see Tim differently. I think he's very experienced. It's hilarious because we're talking about him and he's not even here. That's how much we miss you, Tim. So that just shows we miss you, Tim.
we really do, man. We really do.
I missed
But-
the first word.
yeah, you know?
Yeah, I feel like if we're going specific moment to specific moment, it's there.
Yeah.
It's there. Of course, we all have a little bit of Teichan in us, but
Mhm.
but pound for pound, experience for experience, Tim relates the most at least. But Tim now, pure Momo, pure Momo.
100%.
I don't know.
Can't wait till Tim watches this
I
episode.
think Tim could be Rie too. Like, there's a lot of there's a lot of Tim in all these. But I feel like you could go on forever. But like,
Honestly, though,
yeah.
If you say that Tim is like Masato, I think he would be so offended.
I'm trying to dodge that, so I'm not gonna do it.
oh my gosh. Okay. For the last question that I have for you guys
Mhm.
is, so we've seen everything that's happened in season 1. We've watched episodes 1 through 13 altogether, the four of us. So what is one thing that you guys hope will change going into season 2? Whether it be character wise, the aesthetic, the storyline direction of anyone, uh, anything like that. Like, what is one thing, or what is something that you guys hope will change going into season two?
As much as I like Taylor Swift, and she legitly came into the show, I'm gonna sound so bad. I wish there's gonna be a new theme song for season
Oh.
two. You know, that'd be pretty cool. If it's another Taylor Swift song, sure, whatever. But like, keep it consistent. But I'm open for other artists, I guess, that'd be interested in doing that. I wish they would utilize the car more. I guess have more car like footage. I feel like I don't know. I need more car footage for the since Masato's leaving. There has to be something to empty the like to fill the void of all the surfing footage. I guess because that was a lot. That was a lot. But yeah. And the direction, I guess. Well, it's interesting because it's like I've seen the future seasons and how they eventually change to what the consistent form is for what the show is, and a lot of it is for the better. And I'm at the same time trying not to like spoil it, so I'll be like walking in eggshells here. But direction wise, I guess the narrative of falling in love, I guess. I'd rather get them out of that, and I just want to see people grow as a person. Like, it was fun watching Teichan swing and a miss with Rie and Seina and Masato. But I really enjoyed Terrace House more as them getting their dreams come true or like finding their path, growing as a character, and like I'd rather not see them fall in love or whatever. Yeah.
I want more. Like, I want more Momo and Shota, right? And like, they're not really focused on love other than Shota, but like, that's outside of Terrace House. And like, the fact that the whole entire season, and even this recap episode, was just about Teichan and Rie. It just made me realize that I'm like so sick of the of the love narrative at this point. Um, and yeah, I want to see more people grow. I guess with the new people, I want to see what they can bring to Terrace House. Like, will it be more drama, or will it like maintain the wholesome that was season one, right? But I don't know. I'm just excited. I hope there's drama. I just want like a teeny bit of drama, but like, yeah. How about you, James?
Well, for me, I feel like if we're gonna go character-wise, season one was very centered around the Taechan and Rie little love story that happened there. So yeah, like a little change from that would be refreshing, definitely for season two. In terms of having new housemates, I would love to see how they shake the house up. I would love to see how each person reacts to these new people showing up, and to see if things change for better or for worse. Maybe they'll go out more all together instead of just the guys or just the girls, something like that. In terms of aesthetic, like there were some shots throughout season one, and this was inevitable because this is the first season of a brand new show at the time. Maybe I hope they kind of fix up a few of the shots, just how it is actually shot. I would love to see, because one big thing about Terrace House is that everything is beautiful, from the way that the house looks to the way that it's shot. It's so I'd like to see the quality of that go up. In terms of direction, I would love to see like obviously I'd love to see Shota and Momo more, but I'd love to see them in a working environment. I know we've seen Shota kind of in a working environment for his school and stuff like that, but I'd love to see things kind of past that, and to see just him outside of the house, but also like maybe just in the classroom, if that's allowed. Or I don't know if he's just working on his grad project, but I don't know. I just want to see more Shota because that's my guy, of course. But yeah, like there's a lot to look forward to in season two. Season two should be very exciting. It should hopefully be very refreshing. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
I'm excited.
All right, guys, this has been a great episode. More like a recap of a recap. Wow, how meta is that? This was fun.
Right?
Yeah. Thanks a lot, James, for the questions. They're really nice. But before we go, James, how do we reach you? Since you gave us all these questions, how do we reach you if we want to ask more questions through the internet? You know, is there a way for you to, for us to ask you questions?
Yeah, of course. If you guys ever want to reach out to me about anything, or if you have any questions for me, or if you have any questions for me to give to y'all, to give to the panel, you can hit me up in my social, which is
Yeah.
my Instagram handle is right down there, and of course it'll also be in the description. And of course, I do have my own personal YouTube channel where I do music and other stuff like that. A lot of exciting stuff to come for that now that I'm actually doing stuff, which is cool. But yeah, that's about it for me. Yeah.
Nice. How about our lovely lady here, Cheska, our resident TikToker? Besides TikTok, wait, are you scared that Trump is banning? Oh, it doesn't matter. We're Canadian. Anyways, we're fine. Anyways, our resident TikToker, how can we reach you if we have any questions or like what can we find out? You know, what you doing out there?
You can find me on Insta at Cheska Camille _, which will be down here. Again, from the last podcast episode, my TikTok name changed because I had to keep my code name on for like another month or so. But yeah, you can find me on TikTok from the description below. So yeah.
Nice.
Hopefully by the time this comes out, it's still like that.
We'll see, but
Hopefully.
I have a code name as of August 7th.
And lastly, if you guys are wondering what I do in the internet, I do Twitch, for Jiggles, twitch.tv/for Jiggles. I do gaming, I guess, music streams.
I guess.
It's been a while. Other than that, really nothing else. But yeah. Which, in conclusion, guys, this has been a wonderful episode. Thanks again for joining us at We the Panel, the Terrace House Podcast. If you like what we're doing, please hit that like, subscribe, and notification button below for more goodness from us. Really helps us get out there. And yeah, this has been quite an episode, or a recap, if you should say. Anyways, take care, everyone, and have a safe day, week. Enjoy yourselves, and wear your masks, all right?
Yes.
Wear your masks. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Wear your masks.
Bye.